Well, welcome everybody. We're here in this live broadcast of the Living Systems Collaboratory, spotlighting Olivia Guethling. The Living Systems Collaboratory is a program from the Design Science Studio in collaboration with UCI Irvine, and it has been a part of the program that we've been running at the same time as the Design Science Studio, with a similar structure in which we have been mentoring and funding a bunch of incredible artists to talk about living systems, and we've been bringing them some really cool mentors and like trying to learn a bit more about living systems, and then pour of some of that knowledge of interconnectedness into their art to try to spread these messages. Olivia is an incredible artist, and it's been such a beacon of light in the studio. She has a background as a designer and an artist. She has been in multiple conferences and exhibitions, received scholarships such as the Fulbright one and others, and has made her way around the world expressing her ideas and her art, and is now focused on her latest project, which I'm tremendously excited about. It's called the ALCHEMY Center, and it's she's gonna be able to tell you a bit more, but like it's this magical place landscape for art and creativity and well-being that I can't wait for it to come to life and visit and explore. And it's such a pleasure to have you here, Olivia. I will leave you to it in the presentation, and then we'll do some questions at the end.
Awesome. Sweet. Yeah. So thanks everyone. Thank you, Nico. Thanks to the Design Science Studio for this awesome time together. And like Nico said, we're going to learn about the ALCHEMY Center today. Yeah, I'm really excited to share some of that with you today. And yeah, so let's dive right in. Let's see if this works. And here we go. So what is the ALCHEMY Center? What are we doing? How is this all going to work? So I will be talking about a few different things today. I will be talking about what the ALCHEMY Center is, what frameworks we're using, and how we're applying these frameworks in space, in time. And I will also talk about who we are, who is behind the ALCHEMY Center, and then end with our offerings. So before we dive into the ALCHEMY Center details and then the framework, I'm going to run you through a few facts about the ALCHEMY Center. What is it that we do? The ALCHEMY Center is a long-term vision for a place-centered community. The ALCHEMY Center will be uniquely designed to create a truly regenerative and pluralistic culture where everyone's brilliance spontaneously arises. Let's let that sink in for a second. And we, behind the ALCHEMY Center, are a team of collaborators who are committed to regeneration, integrity, creativity, authenticity, and collaboration. Through ontological design, we are creating experiences and environments that are conducive to desired states of being such as safety, intuition, connection, and joy. And if you carry a vision of a world that works for 100% of life and you want to support us as an organization, we would love to connect with you. I will show you later how. Also, if you are seeking strategic, creative design and production support, we would love to connect to you as well. So how do we do all of this? So with that, I want to invite you with me to take a step back and look at our framework. So how do we actually operate and how do we work? So let's start with looking at the way that we spend our time. So let's say we spend a portion of our time searching for understanding. Does that ring true? So we have a little graph here, and up there you're searching for understanding, and down here, not so much. And we also spend a portion of our time applying understanding, applying our skills and the things that we're good at and the things that we have learned throughout our lives. And if we put these two graphs together, we're getting into this neat little quadrant system. And this quadrant system is going to help us understand how we may design time and space in a different way. So let's start up here to the upper left-hand corner, where we are searching for understanding, but not applying anything. What does that look like? This is what we refer to as the ponder quadrant. And pondering is a really cool activity. It's when you are getting into the rabbit holes of your curiosity and you're on the internet researching lichen, and the next day you're researching cryptocurrencies, and you're not doing this because it has a lot to do with your work, but you're curious about it. And what's awesome about pondering is it is adding new metaphors to your imaginary library. And we're after that. We want to continuously add new metaphors into our language and into our brains. Up here to the upper right-hand corner is where we are playing. We're searching for understanding, and we're also applying our skill and knowledge. And how does that look like? Playing is where we do design thinking exercises. You sit down with your team with a whole bunch of sticky notes, and you're brainstorming by the pound. You're coming up with all kinds of fantastical ideas, not necessarily worried about their application or feasibility, but rather just to follow the flow of creativity that arises in collaboration. And this is what we really encourage doing in play. And then down here, where we're applying our understanding, but not necessarily searching for understanding, is what we call the practice quadrant. And practicing means you're picking your great idea from play, that one that really made the cut, and then you're making it happen. You're moving it into project management. You're implementing it. You are working on a linear framework to realize this idea or this concept. And all of that this is a really great foundation for innovation. But what's going on here at the bottom to the left? This is where we are not searching for understanding, and we're not applying anything. It's kind of a nothing quadrant, but it's a special kind of nothing. It's not sleeping. It's not meditating. It is rather engaging in a very simple task, such as walking or taking a shower or playing with watercolors, or walking the dog. And this is what we refer to as daydreaming. And daydreaming is really important. It is the mind-wandery daydreaming quality of our activity. And what we know about, and you may know this too, when we take a shower, for example, we may have that epiphany moment that we're so desperately trying to get to in the play quadrant or in other activities. But often when we're not trying to come with a solution, and when we're entering the daydreaming state, the aha moments and epiphanies naturally arise. And the reason that is true is, and this has been proven through fMRI scans, that if you're in the daydream mind-wandering state, your entire brain is in use and lit up, which means that new connections can be made. And that is, with all the other quadrants, an amazing recipe for anchoring into our humanity, because our brain wants to do daydreaming, and it goes into that all the time automatically, but we're not allowing ourselves to do this. So our whole goal is to be more intentional about this, in addition to being intentional about ponder, playing, and practicing. So, and I'm going to end this with a little fake equation because I'm an artist and I can do this. So let's say we spend a portion of our time pondering, a portion of our time playing, and a portion of our time practicing. And we hold that to the power of our daydreams. We get that full applied understanding. And what does AU stand for? It's gold. So this is why we call this framework the alchemy of wasted time, also known as the intangible framework. Get it? Alchemy Center. Yay. And the reason this is so important is, like I said, it's to anchor back into our humanity and be intentional about what we do with our time, and how we are also being true to what our bodies really need. And me and my team are real passionate about this, and we're going to bring this to as many people as possible. And I want to show you how we do this. So, applications of this framework. The framework is awesome in workshops. So you're taking this rather nonlinear system and put it in a linear framework. So in a given day, we might start with a play exercise, and then continue doing a pondering exercise and read about something unrelated. And then we play a little bit, and then we go daydreaming, and then we return and playing. And what happens when we move in between those curated times is we are starting to enter this really rich and exciting space where our intuition can really rise, and especially our creative intuition. This is an example. Something else that we love doing at the Alchemy Center is put on workshops and events, and I will talk more about this in just a little bit. But stay tuned for more of our awesome events that are designed following the quadrant system. Something else that I'm super passionate about as an experienced designer is applying this framework in space. So what we've been doing for 3 years is working with conferences to design areas for playing, areas for pondering, areas for daydreaming. And what has been so awesome about this is if somebody feels rather introverted and maybe a little like, they just want to be with their explore something new, there's usually an art installation that allows them to do this, even though they're at a very busy business conference. And what the quality of the framework also brings is meeting people where they're at. So it's all about following that intuition of I'm feeling extroverted, I want to play. I'm feeling exploratory, I want to go into the ponder area and grab some resources. And these are some installations that we've been working on for the last 3 years. The next level of this is we recently started working with architects, specifically an amazing firm in Portland, Oregon, where I'm based at. And they're doing tension structure architecture. And our goal is to develop buildings that are conducive to these 4 different states of being. And it's been awesome to develop these structures with Guildworks together and Mar, our amazing partner in this endeavor. And the next level, this is speaking to the Alchemy Center, is imagine you take this framework and you put it on a piece of land and you're designing buildings and areas that are inviting you into a state of ponder, play, daydream, and practicing. And how that looks like in movements, for example, in pondering, it is all about the focusing inward and moving towards a place of focus and exploring what is around. For playing, we are building structures that really encourage a free movement through different spaces and from inside to outside and back and forth, because we found that's really helpful to allow people and invite people to play. For practicing, it is all about centering, nourishment, focusing, food, and healing. And for daydreaming, it is about the pathways, the unscheduled interactions, and the art. And this translates into this beautiful model, which, like you see here, we have tea houses for pondering, we have meeting rooms for playing, we have healing areas for practicing, we have a dance area for daydreaming, and many more other environments. Like I said, the Alchemy Center is a long-term vision for a place-centered community, and I want to tell you all about it, but I don't have time today. But I invite you all who are listening to this today, if you want to learn all about this building that you see in the background there, please, and also learn about this beautiful pendant and our logo and how it's relating to this beautiful graphic of 12 different of these pendants and other symbologies. Please join my event at 1 p.m. tomorrow, where we'll be talking all about the Alchemy Center. You can go to presence.com to sign up for the event, or email me personally and I send you the link. If you're watching this in a recording, you can email me too, or go to our website for more information. So who are we? Who are these people behind the Alchemy Center? May I introduce you to an amazing team of collaborators committed to regeneration, integrity, creativity, authenticity, and collaboration. My amazing team is myself, Ganga, Casey, Peter, and John. They have been working so hard for months and making this possible, and I'm so proud of what we've done together, and this is just the beginning. We are doing and offering services to such as hosting workshops, experience design and ontological design, creative production, collaborative design, architectural master planning, design and programming, community and corporate retreat curation, and we're also developing land use manuals and signage. And what do those offerings look like? How can you be engaged? Oops, wrong direction. So first of all, you are making our work possible. So all of you who are watching, I want to offer you a few ideas on how you might be able to engage with us and how we would love to engage with you. So let's say you have land or know of land that's available. Our work will accentuate the magic of land, and we are looking for invitations to explore different sites. You want to invest. The Alchemy Center is a meaningful project for your patient investments. You want to work with us. Awesome. We promise that we will hold your brilliance with care and love. So please reach out to us. You want experiential architecture. Yes, we are offering architecture and experience design in unity, because we believe that that is what creates truly transformational spaces. You want to get experience design and ontological design on your land project to happen. Yes, please. The magic of ponder, play, and practice on your land is possible, and we would love to work with you to make this a reality. You want to support us right now. Let it rain, please. We are inviting you to become part of a living web. And how you can do this right now, if you dig this and want to support our team and everything that we do, please buy one of our pendants, which we just put on the website. We only have 48. And we want to invite you to become part of this and help us manifest this dream. And you can find them on our website, which we just launched as well. So please go to alchemycenter.com, where you can buy a pendant or just learn about us, read more, and reach out to us, connect with us. Everything is there for you. You also want to follow us along. We have an Instagram account. Please go and find us, and we can't wait to connect with you there. And to close this, I cannot stress this enough how important it is to collaborate with amazing organizations. And we're so proud to be working with BFI, the Vision Train, the Design Science Studio, who brought all of this together, and Guildworks on making this a reality. And like I said, this is just the beginning. I'm really looking forward to adding more collaborators and organizations that are supporting us in the stream. And I hope I see you soon on the other side. Dramatic music.
I am muted. That was incredible. I can't wait. I can't wait to ponder and play.
Yes.
Much more. And I'm also really proud of all the work that you've been doing and how it has been progressing. And yeah, I have the feeling that we'll be able to visit the Alchemy Center sooner than we thought, than we think.
It's happening.
Well, we have a few minutes for questions, and I'm gonna kick you off with one important one. Are we going through a major paradigm shift? And if the answer to that is yes, in any shape or form, how can we participate more successfully in it?
In the paradigm shift? How we participate successfully in paradigm shift? That's a really good question.
First, is there one?
Is there one? Okay, I think you cut out there for a minute, so I just want to make sure I get your question right. I believe there's a paradigm shift, and I think one of those paradigm shifts is that we're moving from, and this is just one example out of many, that we're moving from competition to collaboration. And the reason I bring that one in specific up is I think by bringing everything that we have together, our resources, our knowledge, and our skills, and understand that we're all in this together, if whatever that container is and what we're choosing to be. And if we choose collaboration or ways to collaborate, I think we are going to be best equipped for this paradigm shift. And the way that, at least I'm speaking for myself, and the way I'm planning to engage, or I am engaging in this paradigm shift and hopefully inviting others to join me, is to invite and is to design models in which we are invited to meet each other in a more regenerative way, and meet each other in a way where we are focusing on how can we support each other, and not necessarily how can I be better than you, or how can I be moving to a different area so we're not in each other's space. And I think there's a reality in us humans of having this kind of territorial instinct. But the paradigm shift, I believe, is inviting us to be more conscious of this and choose how we can work together and help each other.
There is in that collaboration that you're speaking to, one of the things that we have studied at the Living Systems Collaboratory is this idea of Earth being a self-organizing living system where like, everything is interconnected and it balances out. Becoming aware of this, like us being a living system of multiple parts that are interconnected with multiple beings even living with us, and then us being some of those living beings in this broader ecosystem. It's a huge shift. And so the question is, how can we align ourselves more with this shift? What does it mean to realize that we are a little part of a broader ecosystem that is live?
What that brings up for me is something I really appreciate about the Living Systems Collaboratory is thinking in fractals and understanding the world as fractals of. I mean, there's many, and I believe that by starting with ourselves and integrating that understanding of what I do is a part of a living system, and by making sure that I act in integrity with my values and my community and the people around us, I'm also supporting others around me to do the same. I also believe that we cannot change other people, because we all have to make the changes. That the change has to come from within, or the adjustments rather. Of behavior and choices. So if we can design environments in which we are invited to be stepping into this in a safe way, we can all move more towards integrity. And if that means choosing to maybe work in a different industry, or think about transportation in different ways, or engage in community building efforts, whatever that is for somebody individually, inviting them to step into that, I think, is really essential in this massive paradigm shift. And understanding that our actions always make ripples, and that they count is another really important piece of that.
You've spoken a couple of times during your presentation about ontological design, which is this idea that everything that we designs us back, and as without, so within. And I love for you to speak a bit about this, and the importance of spaces and experiences and language, and like how we design the world really changes how we perceive it. And I recently learn that, for example, in certain Mayan dialects, they greet each other. The way they say hello is by saying "in la quech," which means "I am you." And so just by like that gesture of like acknowledging the other as yourself in a daily practice, such as like saying hello, we can completely transform our perception of others, right? So I'd love for you to speak a little bit about how spaces and experiences can craft this, in your opinion.
I'm trying to find a good answer for this. So, because there's so many, I believe that through the reason I resonate so much with this framework is, or the reason it came up among my collaborators when we developed this framework, is that so many spaces and environments that we enter are designed with a very particular mindset as a design consideration, which I think is the last century stuff, like competition and the patriarchy and a very rather non-linear way of perceiving and functioning in the world. And something that I resonate with in the way that the alchemy of wasted time designs environments is it's offering a more diverse palette of options. Because if I can step into a place where I'm invited to be playful or inspired to be playful, I may be playful in there, or I may not, or I may be playful next year. Who knows? But I think we can invite each other to step more into our own humanity, and stepping out of the very of the rather linear way of thinking of like, I have to survive and I have to, and just kind of making it through in this rather competitive mindset, and stepping into environments that invite you to be really playful or daydream or be in this rather collaborative, with a collaborative mindset. We can inspire others and ourselves to truly see what happens after a day of daydreaming or after 2 days of daydreaming. Like, I think it spirals into areas that we may not even know of. And that's where ontological design is such a great description for this work, because what the Alchemy Center, once it's built, or environments that use the Alchemy Center framework, once they have people go through it and experience it, they may design something that's kind of the next level or similar. And so kind of it's a chain of events. And if there's one thing that I've learned throughout my life is such a cool chain of events. And it's kind of crazy sometimes. And I'm like, what if I wouldn't have taken this one phone call? Or what if I would have taken the left turn instead of the right turn? And I believe that life is a chain of events. And when we're designing environments, we can invite people to really tune into what they really want and what their heart says. And that's what we mean with, and that's, we talk a lot about heart-centered environments, and when we work on the Alchemy Center, or when we design with the framework in mind, because we want to invite people to really step into their true reality so they can follow their intuition and make decisions based on that, instead of feeling just kind of pushed towards one or the other direction.
I love that.
Does that make sense? I was getting a little abstract here.
It does. And yeah, I love that. Thank you so much. This has been really enlightening. I have a little video that I want to play to close off with a show up of some of the your virtual exhibitions and pieces that you have created for our regenerative virtual worlds, both in New York City and Topia. So I'm gonna play it, and then we're gonna close. But thank you so much. This has been amazing.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go. Let's see if I know how to do this. Oh, yes, no, there you go. Let's press play. How to? Oh, there you go. So what we're seeing here is Topia. This is one of our 4 worlds. It's called the Village. So about village building, and that's the structure of the Alchemy Center that you can visit and get in. Yeah, and it's a nice place for going to practice the play, practice their daydreaming with other folks that will be around during the day. Yeah, and we'll be also having the New York City exhibition open very soon, like over the weekend. So yeah, come play with us. Come to regenera.city and regenera.art and follow the stream, buy tickets, come and also come to Olivia's talk. When is it going to be? Do you want to repeat when?
Tomorrow, yeah, it's tomorrow at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And while I have the mic, I also just want to shout out to my rad team, because they're the best. It's Ganga, it's Casey, it's Peter, and it's John. And I love you guys so much. Thank you for being such amazing humans. Thank you.
Thank you, team. And thank you, Olivia. It's been a pleasure. And we'll see you guys on the next live streaming. We have more coming up.
Yay.
Bye-bye.